Life After Child Abuse. My book is a true story, written by me in which I play Derek, an adult really on my own when it came to our children, and forced to reflect on my own memories of childhood sexual abuse after our eldest son had issues in school. This, when my wife made it so obvious our 8-year-old younger son told me she was having an affair like I was stupid and had not worked it out. Our eldest son, as good as abandoned by his mother and led on by his school, then decided he was going to say and do anything in school for attention. Linda, my now ex-wife, saw our children as a tool to get out of doing anything from day one. Our eldest child's problems at his new school and the false child abuse allegation made by the school, which they deny, that was directed at me, was just a trigger for Linda, encouraged by her boss Roger, the affair partner, at the DIY store to walk out on the family with a text message. My problem was with George Abbot School's refusal to make a simple phone call for our child. A statemented child they were being paid a lot of extra money to support, despite being asked by me 6 times over 2 months. What I saw as their pass-the-buck and do-nothing attitude just triggered memories of incompetent social workers from my own childhood. It did not help that George Abbot School at just about every opportunity passed the family to this less-than-useless pass-the-buck social worker who, as you might have guessed it, also refused to make the same phone call. This was a phone call to the Scout movement who knew our son well and are pretty good with kids. I got a copy of our son's school file and teacher's log eventually, and they wrote it down, but just did not do it. When the social worker told me CAMHS, who had not even met the family, were of the opinion our son should be in care, I had no choice but to do something. I hit the roof without losing my temper, demanded an apology. I did not get the apology, so the website lifeafterchildabuse.com was born, and the book Life After Child Abuse was written. They really don't like it when a complaining parent goes public. On the bright side, the guy who sexually abused me in my childhood died in jail. Linda, my ex-wife, lost everything, and I got to retire at 50 with a passive income. So you might say all is well that ends well, and my website lifeafterchildabuse.com is just a lesson left for others.
Then after that, no, I was born first and
Matthew
was born. Then a few years passed. You were shown favouritism
Matthew
rather than me, which caused me to basically lose the plot. Then after that, year 7 came, first year of secondary school, couldn't cope with all the negligence that was happening, so I basically lost the plot again there. Then, after that, thanks to every single problem that happened, you couldn't tolerate dad anymore and the problems, no doubt, because you didn't really know how to, so you left and started doing all sorts of what's it with Roger. And then Dad had a nervous breakdown after that, twice. And then, yeah, I think that's about as far as we got so far. And plus a few phone calls. And lots of profanity.
What?
Profanity.
I don't know what that word means. What's that mean?
I know you know what it means.
I don't. I'm sure.
Expletive, swearing, words like crap. And then when all that happened, this person here was being very nice. Gave up some of her time to come and look out for us. And that was a job well done actually. And then I don't know who contacted social services. I think it was the school, because Judy didn't do any good because she's just so not very good at her job. And when the school asked you if Dad abuses me,
Matthew
how come you didn't say anything?
I was just so shocked at the question being asked that I couldn't say anything.
Yeah, you could have said what was actually
I didn't
true.
mean not to say no. I just was so shell-shocked by the question in the first place that I couldn't say anything.
How come you two got married exclusively? You didn't invite me nor
Matthew
Nobody came.
nobody came.
Nobody came.
Nobody came.
So you didn't. That's a bit. I know it's a bit selfish that you didn't even tell me and
Matthew
isn't it? I mean,
Well,
Were
we
your
didn't want
son?
to tell anybody, did we, till we'd done it?
that's a bit out of order.
It's not. That's the way we wanted it. We could have gone abroad and done it.
Either way, that's still a bit out of order.
It's not.
I think it is.
You better tell him what I said. Do you remember in the hotel when we were away? Not when we got married. A few years ago, what I was willing to do. Nobody hears that still. Even to move.
He was willing to move and take you two on as well.
But people don't hear that.
No.
What do you mean?
I was willing
To upstick.
take you and your brother, move house, have a 2-bedroom. We've been to the council, haven't we?
Yes.
And they said if it comes to the point, they would help us. And you're turning the boy I said you would.
So, let me get this right. You wanted, well not wanted, is that the right word?
Yeah.
Yes.
So you wanted, if everything that happened badly differently, to take me
Matthew,
and move house
Yeah.
Yes. And all live together.
and all live together.
Yeah.
Yes.
That kind of makes me a little bit angry.
What basically happens is, it's set off by a trauma, such as an accident. I've had it literally since the accident. And it causes my brain to decide that every muscle in my body hurts. Plus, not all the time, but most of the time. Plus, it makes me so tired that you can't imagine.
How can you spread a load of vicious rumours about him as well? You don't have to answer that question if you don't want to.
Yeah, you haven't, have you?
I'm not, I haven't.
Really? There is extremely high amounts of proof behind.
But that part is gone.
Yeah, that part